All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Ladash. Double honors to the elder apostle of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers out there that support and continue to push the word of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. I'd like to say Shalom to the few sisters out there that support and subscribe wholeheartedly to the message of deliverance and salvation of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. It's your brother Banyumyun from GMS, Mississippi. Today I have an in-transit video basically touching upon those that do not believe, because those people that don't believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, those people that don't believe in his ways, don't walk according to his will, it doesn't matter what they think. Because the scriptures has a group of individuals that are going to be saved, and he has a group of individuals that are going to be destroyed. And along with that group of individuals that are going to be destroyed, as we read in Apocrypha, in the book of Second Esdras, it says that there were many that were created in vain, and there were many that were going to be created just to be destroyed. You know, so being caught up in and entangled with the worries and the cares of how these individuals deem you is not important, because what's most important is not how you looked at in the sight of men, but how the Lord looks at you. Now, of course, the scriptures also reference us being able to serve great men with ease and keeping our ears at the foot of their doors. All right, which means following after a godly man. Now, that's a good praise. That's something that is worthy. But low-level, nincompoop individuals with no God fear in their life, nothing that they do is of value, is of significance. So therefore, their opinions abide in that same house of nothingness. It's the book of Romans chapter 3 verse 3. It says, "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?" All right. So shall their unbelief make the faith of whom the world knows as God, whose real name is Yahweh, without effect? Verse 4, it says, "The Most High forbid, yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged." And the only way that you'll be able to overcome when you're judged is if your works and your deeds as you live in the planet Earth were found worthy unto Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And therefore, through that confidence, you stand boldly and not ashamed during that time of judgment. But in order to do that, you have to not care what people say, how people feel, how people think. Now, as it is written, if at all possible, be at peace with all men, because the scriptures reference all aspects of life. Because when it comes to being at peace with all men, the scriptures also talk about being wise as a serpent, but also harmless as a dove. You have to use wisdom in your day-to-day life. As you carry on in the workplace, if you're in school, as you carry on, as you're out in public, you carry on, and the way you carry yourself in private. All things are covered in the scriptures, because all things dwell within wisdom. And wisdom, all right, when you read also in the Apocrypha, the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, it says that that wisdom will not dwelleth in a wicked or unrighteous soul. So therefore, wisdom won't dwelleth in an individual that is full of evil and mischief and deceit. And that's the majority of those people that do not believe. All right, that's all of those people that do not believe, because the fool has said in his heart that there is no power. The fool has claimed that God does not exist. So when the Heavenly Father gives the green light for his son to come back with the holy host of angels, people are going to be taken by storm and by surprise. Now, there's a new series that's coming out. I want to say it's either on Netflix or HBO, called Project Blue Book, and it's going into so-called UFOs, and it's going into how the government classifies that information and uses reverse psychology on the people who claim to have seen those IFOs. The reason I say IFOs is because they are identified, but people don't believe that. So jumping back to Romans chapter 3, it says what? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, null and void? And it will not, you know? Because just because you don't see it, just because you don't believe it, just because you can't comprehend it, it doesn't make it not true. Because the Lord said that his thoughts are not your thoughts, neither his ways your ways. But we're no longer enemies of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right? But yet friends, but yet brothers, and yet on one accord. Most High willing, man. And because throughout your day-to-day life, you only want to do what's right. Yeah, do you slip up, have a hiccup here, have a hiccup there? Do you fall short? Do you fall weak? Do you fall vulnerable? Are you miserable? Is your spirit off and on and off and on and off and on? Hot and cold, lukewarm? You go through all these different phases of emotions. You go through all these different levels of so-called life and adulthood, but yet Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is still with you. Yet he continues to give you a day-to-day, because if not, you pine away and you die. And as people have so much confidence in their own hands, in their own doings, that they forget about the Lord. And there are more people in a lower state who are closer to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai than of them that are highly elevated or highly esteemed in this world, man. Why is that? Because they look at this world and they look round about themselves and say, look what I did, look what I gained, look what I made. And when you've done absolutely nothing, man. Through poverty, through riches, through hunger, through fullness, through thirst, to satisfaction, the Lord does it all. But being grateful, being content, being happy therewith, that's a beautiful thing. So the incredulity of the people of the world, it doesn't matter, man. Hey, because those that do not believe are the same ones that the Lord is showing very plainly to their face. And then he takes it away. He has the carrot in front of the rabbit. But the rabbit can never reach that carrot, man. He sees it. The people of this world, they see the truth. Okay? Whether it's live and living color on the streets, on the highways and the byways and the hedges, or whether it's on YouTube. Hey, because YouTube is a social media avenue. And this world has been consumed by social media. So people have come across Hebrew Israelites in some shape, form, or fashion. That's why the Lord is not leaving them a cloak for their sins. And because this gospel was going to be what? Preached throughout the entire earth, from one end of the earth to the other, and then the end shall come. And because the Lord is not he's still a just power. He's still full of mercy. But yet again, not at all is he going to quit the wicked. For they shall pay for those things that they have done in their body. And rightfully so. You know? Hey, so with that, you know, just real quick, through the Spirit, Most High willing, the edification was there through those quick points and topics and subject matter. Hey, Most High will, till the next time, I say shalom.